Hi guys, I'm back again, Bafethu. There's a story here written by Hope Mtanzi. Says Minister Lamola urges G20 to end exploitation of Africa's mineral wealth. Lamola, after this one, my friend, they should need to give you the president's the NC. Because the NC ministers and everyone in the NC seems like they blind, like they super blind. They worship the West, like they're so afraid to talk with powers that may be. They're so afraid. These people don't never say anything, Baba. Our world about our wealth that needing to come back to us and benefit us. They don't say anything. So I'm proud of Lamola for saying it. Even if he said it in which way, I don't care. I'm just proud of him for saying it. Because these people need to hear this thing from our government officials, not us who are out on the outside. The government officials, they're being bribed and they eat with them. Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Ronald Lamola, has called for a fairer, more equitable global order and an end to exploitative resource extraction practices that disadvantage Africa, stating that the G20 must drive transformational diplomacy, global peace, and sustainable development. Speaking at the G20 Sherpa meeting hosted in Sun City, Northwest Province, Lamola warned that the global economy is under increasing strain from geopolitical tensions, economic nationalism, and climate-induced disasters. How many resources, Brazil, and they will have these resources till eternity. So if we scared of them now, we'll forever be scared of them. We might as well fight for our things. He urged the G20 to be bold in reforming multilateral institutions and ensuring equitable participation for developing nations. This is not just economics, it is solidarity, equality, and sustainability, the theme of our presidency, said Lamola. The G20 is a platform that can ensure the era of extraction without equity ends, and we begin an era of true partnership and collaborate for the good of sustainable development across countries. Lamola reminded delegates that South Africa's international outlook is rooted in its liberation struggle, referencing the 1955 Freedom Charter, which declared there shall be peace and friendship. I am the Freedom Charter, Lamola. Serious, I am a Freedom Charter, my constitutions. These things were not even written by majority of black people. Just do the right thing, guys. We know the right thing. We don't need some document that was written by a group of people who are educated, while the masses are not educated. South Africa belongs to all who live in it. Black or white. The Freedom Charter became the foundation document of our constitution. It informs our constitutional and international outlook. It has a 70-year-old foundation. It will never change. He said, it will never change. Yeah, Baba. Stop playing. Should in 100,000 years or in 100 years, this constitution will still be relevant. Even while it is not relevant now, or some people are arguing it is not relevant now. Be serious, guys. Lamola highlighted the paradox of Africa's mineral wealth fueling the global energy transition, while little value is retained locally, citing critical minerals such as platinum, vanadium, and fluorspar found in the Northwest Province. He explained that these are exported in raw form while value-added goods are imported back at a high cost. And we've been crying about these things, guys. I don't know why these things has not been changed even now, man. Stop exporting raw materials. Or they don't want to sell us machines to change this from these raw materials into finished products. They don't want to do that. These are not just rocks. They are the DNA of electronic vehicle, renewable grids, and life-saving isotopes. He added, our mission is clear. We must turn this buried treasure into local jobs, factories, and sovereignty. And we won't do these things without the best army and stuff. We want. That's why the United States doesn't want people to have other countries to have nuclear weapons. That's why special African countries and no African country has a nuclear capability. And guys, so He added, our mission is clear. We must turn this buried treasure into a local job factories and sovereignty. Moreover, he announced that under its G20 presidency, South Africa is advancing a critical mineral framework aimed at industrialization, local beneficiation, and inclusive economic growth, turning a global peace and security. Lamola condemned escalating conflict and humanitarian crises, especially in Africa, citing Sudan's displacement emergency as a moral emergency affecting over 30 million. And nobody's talking about that. They only speak about Russia, and of course it's in Europe, Russia and Ukraine. Yo. Black people, 30 million of them are displaced in Sudan. Nobody's talking about that. He expressed deep concern over the erosion of international law and the paralysis of the UN Security Council. We have also adopted an anti-war stance. This is because we know too well that war offers no victory, only victims, he said. Lamola warned that disorganized peace risks undermining global progress. It is more difficult to organize a peace than to win a war, but the fruits of victory will be lost if the peace is not organized. He also called for urgent reforms for global governance and greater international cooperation in the face of fragile states, climate shocks, digital divides, and geopolitical fragmentation. He pointed to the sobering statistics that only 17% of the Sustainable Development Goals are currently on track, just 5 years from the 2020 deadline. Diplomacy roles, peace, security, and human rights must be underscored by fundamental international norms, values, and principles that underpin humanity, Lamola said. So guys, what do you think, guys? Because I do agree with Lamola fully, that we need to use our resources to empower ourselves, not export our resources as while they raw and then they come back as jewelry, cell phones, what, and then they're very expensive. They don't benefit us in any way. We need to change our thinking, guys. We need to equip ourselves with skills. I never heard even once that our government is sending 2,000 people to China or to Indonesia or to Japan or South Korea or to the United States to advance economies, technologically advanced economies, to go and study there so that they can come back and implement those skills. We always want to, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment down below my feed. Tell me what you think. Do you think Lamola is onto something, or is just another ANC member trying to win votes? But I think he's onto something because he's still young. Is that group yo Malem? So please guys, subscribe, like, let us grow the channel. Azanian Politics, your boys will tell you. See you in the next video.